the soul space. I know I was a few minutes late on the broadcast today, but that's okay. I was in transit, as they say, right? So, so I'm sharing the show, and you know what? Tonight I'm so excited. I know I look a little cash tonight. You can tell I had a very rushed day, so I'm just a little cash. Um, tonight I'm excited because tonight we get to pick our winner of all the people who got put in my trusty basket. Woo! For a free reading with Georgia Rose. How much do you love that, right? How could you resist a free reading with moi? So I'm going to keep sharing the show while you guys all share it with me because tonight is your last chance. I'm going to extend it just for tonight, your last chance to get put into the raffle. So if you share the show, let me know you shared it in the comments, and then I'll write your name on the basket. All right, and you can win a free reading with me. Now that free reading can be um, online. It can be live on the show if you want to come on. We've got plenty of room here in our beautiful new set. It kind of looks like the Johnny Carson show. I could be Georgia Carson. Or what was that thing he used to do with his big hat? It'll come back to me. Somebody, if anyone remembers, it was the great. We did it in a skit one time. It was really funny. So anyway, I digress. Can you tell the sun is in Aries? Where am I? Oh, okay. So we're going to pick the winner of the reading with me. Like I said, you can do that in person on the air if you want. You can do it via FaceTime or um, Zoom, or you can come privately and see me, whatever you like. It can be an astrology reading, or it can be a mediumship reading, whatever you really want. I'm typing. Can you hear it? Oops. You know, I'm known as Georgia Rose here in Zencuda. Let me introduce myself. And the funny thing is that in I call it my earthbound life, my career as a realtor, I'm known as Georgia somebody else. And so, so sometimes I do videos for both, because real estate now we do a lot of videos. And of course I do videos for the Soul Space and Zencuda. And it's so funny because like sometimes I forget like which last name I'm supposed to use. So if I ever confuse you guys, just go with it. All right. So I'm looking at myself on camera and I've come to the conclusion that I should not be wearing plaid with this background. Thanks for the tip, Bob. Where the hell were you when I needed to know that? But today I got plaid on. I look like I just came to you from cleaning my house because in some ways I did, but not really. Okay. Cleaning my ethereal house, not my actual physical home. All right. So at least I look smart with my little blue blocker glasses on. All right. So I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of why you're all here tonight. First, I want to talk about the full moon that we have coming up in Libra. I know I misspoke earlier on the video and said it was the full moon in Aries. It's not. The sun's in Aries, the moon's in Libra. So I got to tell you guys, this is all about relationships. I mean, Libra is the relationship sign, all about balance in relationships. Simply put, the life lesson of Libra is Librans need to learn, and I can say this because objectively I am a Libra sun. And so Librans spend a lot of their life looking for balance in relationships. Librans love to partner. They're very diplomatic and very connecting sign. They love beautiful things. They're ruled by Venus. And the Venus archetype is really someone in partnership. It's I can see the other side of things, so I have compassion for someone, and I can be very diplomatic in arguments and things like that. But the lesson that Libra has to learn is that they will never find balance in a relationship until they first find balance in the self. So when we have a full moon in Libra, it's all about our relationships with others, but it's mostly about our relationship with ourselves and healing that relationship and strengthening that relationship, expanding ourselves in our life where we can receive more love so that we now are better in our partnerships. And Libran partnerships, because they're ruled by Venus, don't just mean romance. Libran partnerships also refer to any kind of long-term connection partnerships that are really about something we value. So with the moon there, it's going to be very emotional in our relationships. It's going to make us be very emotional about our relationship with ourselves. Things are going to be coming in from a different perspective because that's what the Libran archetype does. It gives us an objective viewpoint to which to see something differently. I was having a conversation the other day about this typical energy coming in, and I'm going to say that if I could use an analogy, it's almost like we've all been standing up at this top of this mountain, especially since 2020 when we had the great conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn. And we went into a certain perspective in 2020. We were cloistered, we were, you know, controlled, we were held down, we were frightened, we were fearful. And some of that energy has been lingering for a very long time, even though now we're actually in a new energy line. But what I want to say in regards to this full moon and that energy is we've been like at the top of this mountain, right? And we've been looking down and we've been seeing a certain perspective. We've been seeing the world maybe through a little bit of pessimism and fear. And now it's almost like, and those of you who do like long-term, do mountain hikes or mountain climbers or anything to do with getting up high, you'll know that when you're standing somewhere and you're looking out, you have a perspective and you're seeing things that way and they look true and they look real. That's the way they are. But if you walk to a different place in the mountain and you look out, it's the same things, but you see it from a completely different perspective. And what you've done is you've adjusted your position. And that's really what this energy is that we're in now. April is a month where we are adjusting our positions. We're seeing new perspective. We're seeing things really new in the world. We are getting an idea of how things are from within us and how they're relating and resonating within who we really are becoming. Whereas before, we were looking at things from the part of the mountain and the view that we were seeing was maybe not ours. Maybe it was more somebody else's. Maybe it was a view that was fed to you or is still something of a lingering preconditioning or belief system that now we're really getting away from. And that's what this full moon brings in. And this ignites and starts off an energy for us that's going to be very, very important for the rest of the month, because on the 20th, we have an eclipse coming in. And that eclipse coming in really changes the game in a lot of ways for us and gives us a lot of power and the opportunity to heal a lot of things that are taking away our power. But right now in this full moon, which is going to occur a little bit after midnight tomorrow, so it's really on April 6th, not 5th. In some parts of the country, it'll be on the 5th. But for us here in the New York area, it's actually at 12:34 a.m., so it's right after midnight. And so it's really Wednesday, but I'm calling it Tuesday because it's really, just after midnight. And that is at 16 degrees Libra. And like I said, that Libra moon is going to give us a new perspective from within. We're seeing things objectively. We're seeing things from more of a viewpoint of what do I need to do, or how do I need to look at something to be strengthened. It's also a viewpoint of healing, because where the sun is in Aries opposite the moon, which is why it's full, they're both illuminating each other. Where that sun comes in Aries, it's right against the planet Chiron. And Chiron really isn't a planet. It's actually a kind of an asteroid, but it's actually, the word will come back to me in a moment. But it's a centurion, but a centaur. But where Chiron is in our charts, it's really the healer. It's the wounds that we come in from other lifetimes, wounds that we bring in our incarnation, which is what I like to refer to as birth, where we're incarnated in this life as humans. And it brings energy in with us. We all have a soul which remembers certain things, even if our mind and our conscious body doesn't always. As we expand and grow to go into our full potential, our soul starts to remember certain things. And so right now, we're in a time when the sun is right next to that planet Chiron, which is the area in our chart, the area in our soul of evolution of the things we brought into this life to heal. Maybe there are issues of abandonment, or maybe there are issues of envy or jealousy, or maybe it's something that's a power struggle for you, that you need to speak up more, or that you speak up too much. But with the sun right against Chiron and Aries, it's going to bring in that archetype of the Aries energy, which is the ram, right? We have the ram. And the ram is strong and powerful. It likes to charge forward. So with the full moon in Libra on one axis, showing us how we can look at things from a different perspective, how we can adjust our position as we look down from that eagle's perch on the mountain, and how we can see things from a really different perspective in order, Sun and Aries, to come from a place of healing and react to things and do things with our healed self, not acting and reacting from the wounded self, which is really what has been very heightened over the last couple of years. When COVID came in and all of this division that we had with polarity, with politics and race, a lot of things happened that we went into the fear factor, right? And so when that happened, we were really acting out our lives from a wounded place. What makes us frightened? That's a wound. So now, with the sun in Aries conjuncting or right up against Chiron, the energy that we bring in to heal our wounds, and this beautiful Libra moon, which gives us another perspective, an adjustment that we can make. Now we have a really great opportunity with this full moon to come from a place of healing, to heal the things in ourself. If we go within, Aries is all about the self. It's the first house in the chart, astrologically. And so that beautiful Aries ram wants to move us forward in a healing way so that we can actually bring that into our relationships. So if we really can do some rituals and some really introspection in this full moon, we're going to see that we have a great opportunity to do a lot of healing within ourselves and now bring that healed person into relationships, thus getting that different perspective from the mountaintop because we've adjusted ourselves and we've adjusted our position. So I hope that makes sense for you. This is really going to play out in relationships. Now, for some, this is going to play out in maybe a little bit, I hate to say, of a negative energy where as we heal those wounds within ourselves, we also come to a full realization about what we no longer need in our lives because we're no longer that wounded, frightened, or abandoned, or neglected or deprived individual. As we heal and become whole and more grateful for our lives, more grace in God's grace, then we can go into relationships that are a lot more healthy, a lot more vibrant. And if there's a relationship that our wounded self has been in, and that's been the player of that relationship, if that has been that dynamic, that energy, in an energy like this, that may change because we're all growing into that beautiful healed person. Are you responding in relationships or attracted to people in relationships from that scared little person that you are? Or are you forming, attracting, and embodying relationships that are the healed, fully whole, and functioning person that you are? So when we're in that dysfunction and we've attracted certain things into our life, this is an energy where it's going to be gone. Hopefully by our own hand in a very gentle and loving way, but sometimes that can come in a different way. But that's what the Libra Aries axis does. And because we have this right against the planet Chiron, it's going to bring in a lot of healing for us. And it's going to open up some of those wounds. They have a little bit of an emotional energy with this moon. But the great thing about Libra is it's balance. So it's going to do this if you have a trigger or a tweak that comes. Guys, I always say the treasure's in the trigger. So don't abandon that trigger. Don't try and put it in a place where I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see that. On the contrary, this is when the trigger is really going to keep, a tight fix on you so that you can go into the energy of, wow, this is something I need to look at because it's going to bring me to a much better place than I'm in right now. So I send you all that with gentleness and ease. This is also a lot of Aries energy. Like I said, Chiron, the sun is there. Jupiter is also there. Jupiter is the planet that expands everything. So this is just going to expand our ability and opportunity to heal. But of course, it's also in order to heal, we have to have the wound hurt, right? Something's got to tweak us. Something's got to trigger us in order for us to take care of it. And that's okay because it's going to bring us this beautiful energy of balance if we allow it, if we open to it without fear. We really can work on ourselves here. So we've got a lot of planets in Aries, a lot of fire energy. And then the next thing that happens is, well, what happens simultaneously, we also have a bunch of planets in Taurus. We've got Mercury, the North Node, Uranus, Venus, all in Taurus. That is the bull. So we got the ram and the bull, right? That's earth energy, that bull, and then that ram energy is fire. So you want to integrate this energy in a really special way, whatever that is for you. Maybe do a meditation and really integrate the energy in the part of your body you feel it. Maybe do a meditation where you really do a shamanic journey because that'll bring up a lot of the shadow self that you want to heal. But what you want to do and what kind of energy you want to stay out of is that earth and fire. Think about those elements. If we throw earth on the fire, it puts it out. If we take too much fire, we'll scorch the earth. That's why Libra comes into balance this beautiful chart. So really, I have to say that I think this is a good gift from the universe. We are all going to be seeing some very different perspectives. As I said, we're gearing up for that solar eclipse that's happening on the 20th. And this is an energy where something will come up that you just need to get off your mind and off your heart in order to improve your relationships in your life. That's not to say that every relationship is going to go into this nirvana utopia place. Some relationships actually do better when they're ended, right? We all know that feeling of relief that we've had when we finally end something with a partner. So for some of us, it's probably going to be that. But this is things that you want to get off your mind, off your heart. It's about yourself. It's not so much about confrontation or confronting relationship issues. It's more about the confrontation happens within us, and then we emerge with a different perspective, a different energy, and we finally take care of it because we're healed. This is a time where you do want to share and you want to talk things out. Libra Moon is the epitome of diplomacy, but at the same time, you want to make sure you do that with gentleness and ease. All right. So that's what I have for you. I'm just looking over my notes to see if there was anything else. That Sun Chiron conjunction is at 15 degrees of Aries. So if you guys know your charts, you can look at that. If you want a free chart, you can go into astro.com or cafeastrology.com, and you can have a free chart as long as you know your birth time, place, and date. So the moon is at 16 of Libra. And so if you have any planets around 16 Libra and any planets around 16 Aries, this is really going to affect you. And also if you have planets in any of the cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, Cancer, you're really going to find that you are touched a little bit more. This is really about finding that alternate path to healing. You know, the age-old eternal battle of ego versus soul, right? Ego versus heart. It's a really great time to do heart opening poses in yoga. Think about heart meditations. Think about anything that touches your heart. You know, even sometimes it's just as simple as smiling at your heart, right? Thinking of something really beautiful that makes you feel great. This is an energy of integration, and you really want to make sure that you integrate this energy, like I just said. Don't scorch your earth and don't smother your fire. Yeah, so make your decisions from your healed self. So I am going to go to my comments now. I'm sure I have plenty of them. Whoops. Okay. Look at my comments. Oh, here they are. Faye. She was the first one that popped up. Laureen, hello. Monica. Everybody watching on Strong Island Television, thank you so much. Elaine, I got Janine on here, Christine, Beth Ann. Hey, Beth Ann, how are you doing? I haven't seen you and talked to you in a long time. All right, we got people on. People. You like my plaid? I just looked on camera and I was like, with the stuff behind me, I'm like, don't ever wear plaid on camera again, Georgia. You're like clashing, you know? But I just felt like being cash tonight. Thus my glasses. Bobby's walking around the studio. He's like agreeing with me. No plaid in here. So you know what? I know, Christine. So, okay, so this is our famous basket where we choose. Bobby, can you extend a hand here? You want to choose? You can come around this way. You should know you built the set, man. So you're probably going to see. Are you coming on camera? You guys get to meet Bobby, my producer. I'm so excited. Look, this is him. This is the real Bobby LA. This is my guy. We love him so much. He's making me famous. Oh, wow. This is so funny because, you guys, so it was so funny because when I was writing the names and putting them in the basket, thank you, Bobby, big hand for Bobby. When I was writing the names and putting them in the basket, I said to myself, I bet you I'm going to pick this guy because he happens to be one of my favorite fans, if you can call him fans. I don't know. He's one of my favorite Zenkuda community people. I don't know if he's on on tonight, but I will tell you that it's Aaron Bartle is the one that we picked. And Aaron watches the show from Texas. He's one of the first people who found me on Strong Island, and I'm so glad that he won a reading because he was actually calling me for a reading anyway. So Aaron, your reading is free, and I did not fix this contest. Look at all the stuff in this basket, and Bobby, our producer, picked you. So that makes me happy because I feel like one of the things about this energy, and I always am very careful what I say sometimes as far as predictory things, but I feel like in this full moon, a lot of us are going to get like rewards, like karmic rewards. And because I always feel Chiron, if we work with it, we do our Chiron and we're not afraid to go into our wounds, that we get karmic rewards. So like I feel like this is a karmic reward for Aaron for being such a loyal supporter of our work here at Senfuda. So everybody send him up hearts. We're going to keep doing this contest every month. And also, somebody had asked me if, like, they share the show every week, do you get put in more than once? Yes, I look at who shared the show every week, and those names go in the basket. So if you share the show every week, you'll get entered 4 or 5 times before the month ends. All right? So, okay. I need somebody to give me a makeup tutorial about, like, in this lighting, because I always feel like I don't have enough makeup on. And if you saw me live right now, I have so much makeup on. So, Bobby, we need better lighting. Better lighting. We have good lighting. I want the best lighting that we can possibly have. Okay, so I'm going to start picking cards for you people, but the first thing I want to do tonight is just remind me time, Bob. So the first thing I want to do tonight is I want to pick a couple of cards for the collective, just for out there. All right. They're telling me to pick a couple of, he's going to plug in a big clock for me now. Bobby's like the genie of Strong Island. We just wish things and they appear. It's like, I don't come in for, 6 days and then I come in to do the show and it's like, oh, wow. That's so cool that you did that for me. He's so good. He's just a good person. Good guy. And ladies, he's single. He's going to get mad I said that. But he's single. Yeah, come to the open gym. Now he's telling me go ahead. See, guys? So, all right. So, okay. You guys didn't know this was a comedy show about astrology and tarot, did you? They didn't know it was a comedy show about astrology and tarot. I'm making everybody laugh tonight. Okay, so for the collective, I've got the Queen of Wands, which actually makes sense because that is Aries energy, wands. It's fire. The world. And I said I'm doing a reading for the world, right? Gotta love this stuff. And Page of Cups. Okay, let me see what else I get here. The Hangman is a Libra card. So we're right on the money, and we got a moon, too. So when Bobby's done getting my clock ready, he's going to put a camera on the table because I'm just ordering him around all over the studio tonight. When this is over, he's probably going to slap me, but it's okay. We're a non-violent show. Always get away with that. Okay, so hope I'm making you guys laugh a little bit tonight because I don't know why. Whenever like we have a lot. Oh, Christine calls dibs. Okay, Christine, we got to come to the jam. So you will love the jam. Like everybody gets up, everything. I'll talk to you after the show. So and everybody, if you're not busy Thursday or Friday night, Thursday night is our jam. We usually have a band down here, and Fridays he has an open mic night. We've got everything from singing to poetry to card readers to whatever. So come on down to Paradise Studios in Massapequa. So getting back to the reading. So it's so funny because we have a full moon in Libra with the sun in Aries. So I picked the Aries card right here. This is the Hangman, is the Libra card. And we've got the moon, right? We got a full moon going on. I said I was doing a reading for the world collective, and there it is. Page of Cups is our cup runneth over. It's also sometimes known as the Pisces card. And we do have Saturn in Pisces right now. But when I read this, I always like to tell the story. And if those of you who come to me for a private reading know, after I do my spread at the end of the reading, if it's a tarot reading, I'll put 5 cards on in a row and it tells me the story. So the story I'm seeing here is Queen of Wands. And strangely enough, whenever I have kings and queens and the major arcana of the tarot, I never get actual royalty energy. But for some reason in this, I'm getting like the Queen Elizabeth of England. And I think they're telling me about the coronation. And so I have this world energy, and I feel like something is going to happen with the coronation that is going to have an effect on world energy. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean a negative. It could mean that maybe it just restores a little bit of our humanity and restores a little bit of our optimism in the world. Maybe seeing that pomp and circumstance. One of our hosts just walked in, Teresa from Tea Time. She comes on after me. We love her. We got to have her on the show, too. So I feel like the coronation is going to bring in something. I don't necessarily get the feeling it's negative. I do, for some reason, feel like it has something to do with time, almost like a postponing type energy, which is kind of odd to me because I would think those things would never have a time element like that for postponement. But I do think there's some energy of world change perception around the coronation. Um, Page of Cups I'm getting is communication in this spread. And I feel like, again, something to do around with the time of the coronation, which I know is May 6th or leading up to that. Definitely a communication coming in of some kind. Maybe something happens with a cyber threat and they postpone something or something gets delayed, but then it turns out fine. Because I have the balance card and the moon card after that. And one of the things that I think now as I'm putting it together and talking, why this card probably came in and my guide showed me the coronation is the last card that came up was the moon. And strangely enough, they chose May 6th for the coronation, and that is a lunar eclipse. Now, ordinarily, you would not want to have the birth of a leader or the coronation or an inauguration or anything like that on a lunar eclipse, because eclipses traditionally for thousands of years have always signified the death of a leader or the ending of an era, things like that. Now, of course, a lot of that is superstition, but I would think that they wouldn't want it on a lunar eclipse because that's really a lot of play with light and dark. So I would think, if anything, they would have picked, if the astrologers were asked, they probably would have not have picked May 6th. So I'm seeing something is definitely like a minor delay or something gets delayed. Trying to choose my words very carefully here because I know it's very important what I say on the airwaves. But that's what I'm getting, and that's what they're giving to me. Now, also symbolically, I'm going to pick another card, and I got the Eight of Wands, which is the only card in the tarot which does not have a figure or an animal or anything life on it. And it's just a card of action. The Eight of Wands is an action card, purely means moving forward energy. So that makes me believe that whatever the delay that I'm feeling around this area of my spread, this is definitely, it moves forward. It's a minor thing. It's something that is unexpected but minor. Again, now I have two Pisces cards in a row here. So that's pointing to Saturn, which is in Pisces right now for me. Saturn is limitations on authority. So when I see that in this spread, you guys can draw your own conclusions. Maybe there is going to be a delay, or maybe there's some limitation put on the coronation. It doesn't happen exactly as it is planned. And then I have this beautiful energy of nostalgia. So yeah, I feel like that's moving us back to the past. So something's reversed. Something is put back. All right. And then this is my final card, and unfortunately, this is a grief card. So maybe it's really just maybe Prince Charles, I know he's deciding on a much more pared down monarchy. Maybe it's just that, and maybe we feel the loss of some of the pomp and circumstance. I don't want to draw conclusions here, but it's times like this when I take a spread like this where I often just feel compelled sometimes to take a picture of it because I will not remember this spread. I know it's on camera, but I won't remember this spread, and my guides are telling me that this is a very, very important spread for world energy. I'd love to hear if, I know I have some readers who also watch me, some of my friends who are gifted the way that I am, who also read and get intuition. I'd love to see what you're coming off this spread with. Really would love to see that. Again, we've got the Queen of Wands, the World card, Page of Cups reversed, Hangman, the Moon reversed, Eight of Wands, the Magician, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and then the Five of Cups in the right. I'm reading it for me because this was a world read. So when you see the cards on camera, they're reversed to my view. All right. So I'd love to see. I'm going to look at the comments to see if anybody can see. Okay. Bobby, are you reading the comments for you? The ladies online are saying, like, where have you been all my life? You're awesome. Christine called dibs on you. So if anybody, oh, thank you. If anybody has anything they want to add about this, there will be a reversal of decisions made currently. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Definitely. Something reverses, So we took a picture of this. So, hey, the show in May, we'll bring this back and see how the predictions went. Right, guys? Okay, so now I'm going to pull cards for all of you. And that's so weird because, like, I'm not somebody that would normally be doing a reading about the coronation. So that's really weird. If anything, I would have thought something would come up about what's going on in this country. It's like we're making history, right? So, and I have my own thoughts on that as well. So, I wouldn't get too hooked into the politics right now, guys, because I think that the players, this is what I'm going to say, my predictions, because, I don't really make political predictions, but I'm going to make one now, okay? Drum roll, please. My prediction is the players that we currently have vying for any kind of seat in 2024 in that big house on Pennsylvania Avenue are absolutely not going to be the players that end up a couple of months before the election. So don't get too attached, all right? Whoever you're rooting for, I think we're going to see a completely different bill. All right, so okay, who is that? Beth Ann. Beth Ann, if you like Strong Island Television on Facebook, you'll get notifications about all our shows. Okay. All right. So I am going to pick some cards. I'm going to pick a card for Beth Ann because she hasn't been on here and she's here now. Okay. Three of Cups, Beth Ann. That's usually a celebratory card, and the Lovers. So usually the Lovers is interference in a relationship, and the three that we get in the Three of Cups celebratory. I feel like this is if you've had a speed bump, or I call them speed bumps, but if you've had a little bit of a conflict in one of your relationships, maybe you have a situationship. I don't know. It could be with a family member, it could be with anybody. But I feel like whatever interference that happened in that, it's going to be in the past because I feel like you celebrate, like there's a reconciliation. Maybe that comes with the full moon. You see a different perspective because I definitely get that card. Whatever you moved away from because of that conflict or unrest, that unsettled feeling, it does reconcile and you reverse that. You will move back to that energy and it's a celebratory energy, more of a connection. So definitely take that with you. Um, okay. Yeah, isn't that an interesting pull, Elaine? I know. That is like so I don't want to say too much on camera, but I don't know about that spread. Oh, yeah. Deaf something ending. So you saw the grief card come out at the end. I was like, whoa, that's not good. And as a reader, you never want to have that thought. Okay. So oh, you're welcome, sweetie. All right. So next card I'm going to pull is for Marie Laverme. All right, because I haven't actually pulled a card for you. I don't think either. So I'm trying to get everybody. I know we have people who come on every week, and when I have time, I'll get to everybody. But I want to try to do some of the people that are not our regulars. Okay, they're telling me to split the deck for you. This card kind of flew out. Going to put that there. We've got the Queen of Pentacles for you. Okay, let me go back to her name. Yeah, Marie, this is for you. Okay, Queen of Pentacles for you. They keep telling me to pull cards out of the middle of the deck. So I'm going to keep doing that for you. The World card in the middle of the deck, they made me pull it out. So, okay. For some reason, Marie, I feel I'm getting an energy that you're caught between male and female, whoever they may be, almost like a parental energy. Doesn't mean it necessarily has to be literal parents. It feels almost like you're caught in between masculine, feminine. Could even be familial, brother, sister energy, husband, sister, something like that. But I feel like you are caught in between two energies of male and female. Could also be that you need to balance masculine and feminine. That's a big energy that's out in the world right now. I'm going to do a post about that this week. But yeah, you're definitely caught in between something. And I feel like the World card is symbolic of the fact that you're very out of balance right now. You want to use this Libra full moon that comes in tomorrow night, just after midnight, depending on where you are, time frame. You want to use that energy to really balance something in your life because I feel like you're getting pulled in two different directions. There's two energy lines pulling you. It's almost like you're like this and you're like, going back and forth. So you can use the energy that's coming in with this beautiful full moon to reconcile that and get some balance. But what I'm compelled to say to you with this reading is the World card symbolizes complete balance of, four aspects of our life: our material, our spiritual, our physical, and our mental. And I feel like these people that are surrounding you, these oppositional forces, masculine, feminine energy, that it's pulling all of that into disarray for you. And I feel like you've almost got to like take yourself out of this energy so that you can balance. So definitely remove yourself if you're in between that masculine, feminine energy in your life. You've got to thrive and you've got to balance this beautiful circle of the world, your inner person. And you're not going to do it with these two energies. You've got to go away from them in order to reconcile it. All right? So take that with you. I hope it makes sense. All right. So Beth Ann wants me to pull a card to see if she's going on a date with Bobby. You may. Okay, Shirley. Let me see if I can get your mom, your boyfriend's mom on the other side, Shirley. Um, okay. For some reason, Shirley, I am getting, I shouldn't say for some reason, it's a habit I say, but I'm getting the smell of pine, almost like at Christmas time, you know how you smell pine, or you'll walk into a store or the Christmas tree yard, or and you smell like that scent, pine scent. I'm smelling a pine scent, so if that's significant or has something to do with your boyfriend's mom-in-law, mom, or your boyfriend's mom, um, that's her coming in. For some reason, she's showing me that. If it's not significant about her individually, she's showing me that symbolically for something with your family or your boyfriend's family. Maybe she died around Christmas, or I don't know. I don't feel like that. I feel like it's something she's showing me, this beautiful pine scent, and it's definitely like evergreens. She is showing me Christmas, but I don't know if that's significant of her death time. But something, the pine scent is really, really coming in. Um, So if that is significant for you, yes, I do readings privately. You can just PM me after the show. Um, I definitely feel like that evergreen, the scent of evergreens is extremely significant in your boyfriend's mom crossing over. Um, she's showing me strength. So wherever she is on the other side, she's definitely strong. Her life force is strong on the other side. I also feel like her life force is strong here. In other words, you guys get signs maybe. You may not be seeing them consciously, but they're there. She is very strong presence, especially around your boyfriend and a child. There's a small, not super baby small, but just like a small child, young child that she is around as well. Very, very strong, strong energy, strong heartbeat. She's showing me that particularly. She wants you to know her heart beats strong, that the love is there. That's the message I'm getting. So, okay, so then that's her. Um, yeah, so that's what she's saying. Yeah, I think she does have more to say. Um, she's just kind of standing here right now with me, saying yes. On the one hand, she has a very soft energy, but she was a really strong life force. You know, like when you met her, you wouldn't say she was soft, but as you knew her, she showed that side to others. Um, but that's what I'm getting from that. So definitely take that with you. If you want a private reading, definitely you can get in touch with me on zenkuda.com under services, or just PM me and I'll give you all the information. Okay. Um, yeah, that's definitely what I'm seeing. All right. Um, Okay, so, and yes, I do contact the other side. We all can do that. It just takes a little work and discipline and devotion. So I've got time for one more. Um, who am I going to do here? I gotta pick somebody. Okay, very accurate. Yeah, that scent of evergreen just came whoosh right in. Um, it just happens that way sometimes. You know, it's got to be in your heart. You know, like if you go to a reader, and you guys can go to anybody you want. You don't have to go to me just because you watch the show and we do this work together every Monday night and on our social media. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, Zenkuda on YouTube. Um, Zenkuda is a community where we all really support each other. I'm going to send hearts out to everybody who's going through a little bit of a challenge. I know I had a little challenging weekend this weekend. I had a cold. Um, but if you go to a reader, make sure that she's in love and in light. And I know that sounds really cliche, but when someone asks me to try to contact someone who's passed on the other side, I immediately go into my heart chakra. And I immediately just ask Spirit, if there's something loving that needs to be said here, please come in, allow them the space to do that. A lot of readers don't do that. They try to get something from their head. And I read in violet light, I read in love, I read to bring messages of healing. So that's the kind of readers that you want to go to, and there's plenty of us out there. So make sure whoever you contact for readings, for advice, for just to sit and speak about spirit or spiritual wisdom or to guide you on the path because you want to expand your life to more love, make sure there's someone who's really heart-based and they're giving you advice really genuinely that is coming in through the heart of spirit, all right? Because especially now, where the planets are astrologically, with Pluto in Aquarius, with Saturn in Pisces, you're going to see people who do this kind of work come out of the woodwork. So really vet the people that you want to sit with. Okay, just want to say that. All right. Okay. So right, Elaine in love, absolutely. Elaine is a great reader as well. You know what? We're going to pick a card for Terry. Terry Prague runs the Breast Cancer Coalition in my town. I also volunteer there. I do a Reiki circle once a month. I missed this month because I had such a bad cold. But I'm going to pick a card for Terry. Terry is one of these people who is an extraordinary hero living an everyday life. We got the Justice card for Terry, which means that there's probably a reward coming with this beautiful full moon tomorrow. Also, Terry, you have been working diligently on not carrying the burdens of other people. So keep letting go of whatever you're letting go of. I feel like you're lighter now. This card is showing that you're working on that, you're doing it. Look at the abundance. I've got this beautiful card, which is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is a card which makes people feel like they're being maybe overlooked or not getting enough attention or being in deprivation. But they just need to look up at the beautiful light in the window to know they can go in there for safety and security and all the love they need. So this card really shows that you have love in your home. So what I'm going to say to you is don't carry the burdens of other people, especially work-related. Your home is so filled with love if you just focus on that. And there's a reward there that's coming in for you with home and family, especially this week as we go into the full moon. So take that with you. And I just want to thank everybody for coming on the show. You can find me on Zenkuda Soul Space or Georgia Rose on Facebook, those two sites. You can also find me on Zenkuda Official on Instagram and, of course, on my YouTube channel, Zenkuda. Please support my work, support the Zenkuda community. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'd love to do more lives there. And I need 1,000 subscribers, and we're just starting out here, so we really need the support. Thank you so much. This community is for you to find support and healing. If you have any questions or anything you want to see a future show about, just put it in the comments or PM me. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll be back next Monday night at 7 o'clock in the Soul Space. Happy spring, and if you do celebrate the Easter weekend, blessings. Bye-bye now.